What's up, guys? It's a Spent Man coming to you from the beautiful North Country. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 easy to identify medicinal herbs probably growing in your lawn or somewhere around where you live right now. We're going to get started with the easiest one that are popping up in abundance all over my property this year. Let's check it out. So dandelions, they're all over the property right now. It's an awesome dandelion year. My wife likes to make dandelion oil with the flowers, and that's a good way to preserve them. And then in the fall, when we have more time, we're not slaving away on the farm, we make them into salves and we sell them. So yep, dandelion oil and the dandelion greens are really good for early spring salads. When you're waiting for your salad greens to pop up, you always have your dandelion greens. And dandelion is good for detoxifying the liver, and it's a diuretic too, so it makes you pee a lot if you're trying to clean out your body, detox from all that cheese and animal products you've been surviving through the winter on. And so yeah, dandelion, it's right there. And we're gonna take a walk to my little permaculture orchard over here that I just planted to show you some more stuff. I followed Michael Phillips' Holistic Orchard book when planning out this little permaculture influenced orchard over here, and I've been working on it for 2 to 3 years. I grafted all the trees, planted it, and planted it in a polycultural type way, so the plants around the trees support the general health of the trees and the orchard. And let's check it out right here. So we got the permaculture orchard right here. This is a redfield tree that I grafted, and if we look all around it, it looks a little bit wild, but we got clover, comfrey, hairy vetch, and all sorts of healthy plants growing around the tree. We'll go to a nicer, more established one to check it out more. So yeah, right here's one, and that's a beautiful 2.5-year-old tree right there that I grafted. And you can actually see the graft scar from the graft I did a few years ago right there. But I'm here to talk about this comfrey. So Michael Phillips is kind of the pioneer of planting comfrey inside the orchard. RIP. Michael passed away this past winter, and he lived right up here in the North Country. So he's definitely missed, but his work lives on. So comfrey has a lot of calcium in it, and it's really good. There's a bunch of different things it's good for in your body. But what I know about why it's planted out in the holistic orchard and the permaculture orchard with the trees is for its calcium, right? Because calcium can support the branches and the tree form and the shape of the tree, right? So the same thing in our bodies too. The calcium can support our bones. So I'm actually gonna cut some of this comfrey down because it looks pretty healthy over here. And I'm actually gonna be making a holistic spray for my orchard with these herbs that I'm showing you. So I already showed you the dandelion. Now we're over here in the orchard, showed you that comfrey. I'm gonna grab a little bit. And we also have the clover. It's escaping my memory right now for what the clover is good for, but if you know out there watching this video, remind me in the comments. I know we have a lot of armchair horticulturists watching on YouTube, and yeah, share your knowledge with me, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do a longer video on my permaculture orchard over here. We can see I got about 10 trees going on over here, and I got the comfrey and the medicinal herbs in there with it. We'll have to make a separate video about that. But yeah, I got me a handful of that comfrey right here for that biodynamic holistic tree spray that I'm gonna make. And it's really cool to make these connections when you're realizing when you're planting plants out to benefit the holistic system in the garden or in the orchard. It also, a lot of these plants have the same effects that they would on the trees on your own body. So we're really dialing in this holistic concept. So yeah, buddy, that's what it's all about. Connecting with nature and realizing that complete circle that we can form when we integrate our practices with our ideals, put it all together, and we have our own holistic systems born from our land. But right here, we're to the third plant I'm going to be talking about, which is stinging nettle. And stinging nettle grows like a weed everywhere. We brought some up from my parents' house. They had some really prolific nettles, and nettles also grow all over the place in the woods. They sting you, so people don't like them. They see them as a weed, but they're actually one of the most potent medicinal plants, one of the most healthy plants out there for you in existence. Learn the Land on YouTube has an awesome video talking about nettle and how it's the most nutritious plant on earth. I believe it, and you know, it's probably popping up all over the place for a reason to help us. I'm not going to be picking any of it right now, but right there, stinging nettle. And we also have the first plant we talked about, dandelion, and I got the comfrey in my hands. So the three plants I'm talking about is dandelion, comfrey, and stinging nettle. And all of these plants that are popping up in the springtime, they can all go into biodynamic sprays or holistic sprays that we can ferment and spray on our trees or in our plants. So I got some spray going on down here. Check it out. I'm like a wizard out in my yard making my wizard brew. But I got some old garlic. We grew a lot of garlic and didn't give it all away, didn't eat it all. And so that's going in my tonic for my orchard. And I already have stinging nettle in there. And I also have horsetail, which is high in silica, that grows all over our property. We already had a bunch of dried silica, and there's a bunch of sorghum molasses that I brought up from down south, and you can see the bubbles going on in there. So we have some fermentation. So that sorghum molasses is to get the fermentation going, and all the wild plants bring all those healthy microbes to the party, all those native microbes. So all these plants that are growing from the terrain, they're going in this bucket and getting stirred clockwise. We want to get that water going in a vortex to integrate it all in there properly, and we can see all that foam coming to the top. So the native microbes are already fermenting that sorghum molasses, and we already have some action. So in a couple days, when the fermentation does its thing, this spray is going to go in my backpack sprayer, and it's going to go all over my trees and my plants. And we have our own native fertilizer, our own native pest repellent, and we're doing all this just by bringing up the health and wellness of our orchard, of our plants, of our trees. So that's what I'm talking about. dandelions, comfrey, stinging nettle, horsetail, garlic, all these things from the land, going right back into the land to help keep it healthy. And we're going 100% holistic with our fertilizer and pest prevention. And we're doing that just by improving the general wellness of the terrain, spraying them all over our stuff. And that is how it's done out here in the North Country. But thanks so much for watching, guys. From the beautiful North Country, this has been the Spent Man. Get out there and grab you some of these healthy plants already existing in nature, just waiting for you to discover them. Yeah, buddy. Bye-bye.